Welcome. We are happy to have you as a client of Software Advice. Our goal is to generate the highest quality leads in the industry. This video is designed to help you make the most of your software advice experience. Why lead generation? First, it is important to recognize why you decided to sign up with Software Advice. Most software companies receive inbound inquiries coming from word-of-mouth referrals, brand recognition, and website visitors. Software companies will turn to external sources of marketing when these inbound inquiries aren't enough to satisfy their demands for growth. There are a myriad of marketing options available, including cold calling, industry publication advertising, search engine marketing, trade shows, and lead generation. While each marketing source has its own pricing model, each also has its own opportunities and challenges. Lead generation has many distinct opportunities, including the ability to participate in a pay-for-performance model. You pay only for the leads you actually receive, and those leads are in market prospects who meet your target customer profile. Therefore, your sales teams will spend its time talking to higher quality prospects instead of chasing suspects who will never be buyers. At the same time, lead generation has its challenges. Prospects can range from being early to very late in their buying cycles. Early buyers may not want to engage with a salesperson right away. Buyers late in the cycle may not want to engage unless they see something compelling enough to warrant them speaking to another vendor. As a result, many leads will not be responsive to your outreach efforts. However, the return on the lead generation program or any other marketing initiative comes from the prospects who do engage and become buying opportunities. It is important to understand that leads from these external marketing sources will rarely perform as well as your own inbound inquiries. However, you can still complement your existing stream of inbound inquiries and generate a very strong return on your investment. How Software Advice generates leads. Software Advice ranks well in major search engines for primary keywords in our markets. As a result, we are a popular destination for buyers researching software. When buyers visit our website, many will choose to complete a form to request information on the products we review. Our in-house team of software advisors then calls each buyer and conducts a thorough needs analysis before passing them on to our clients. The advisor team will ultimately eliminate 60% of these contacts as unqualified and send only the remaining 40% to our clients. We do not cold call. At the end of the phone call, we will recommend suitable software systems to the buyer. We recommend no more than 5 in most markets. Our average is about 3. We then obtain the buyer's permission to pass their contact information to those recommended vendors. To help our clients get through to the buyer, we ask the buyer the best time for your team to call. We tell them you will call promptly. We also ask the buyer to return any messages you leave. Finally, after our call is complete, we will send the buyer an email with the websites and phone numbers of the software companies we recommended. This process is designed to make the introduction as warm as possible. It also maximizes your chances of converting each buyer to an opportunity. Best practices for responding to our leads. The most important consideration when following up with prospects is respecting their follow-up instructions. We ask each buyer the best time for you to call them, and then send this information to you. It is visible in the next steps section of the call notes under follow-up instructions. It is very important that sales teams read this information and adhere to it. One of the most common complaints we hear from buyers is that a vendor did not adhere to their request. Regardless of when a buyer prefers a call, vendors should email the buyer immediately, saying they received their inquiry from Software Advice and will be calling at the requested time. If the buyer says you can call anytime or right away, you should absolutely call right away. The earlier the better. Several studies have shown that the earlier you call, the more likely you are to convert the buyer to an opportunity. We cannot overemphasize the importance of calling quickly. If a buyer does not answer, you should leave a message and keep calling and emailing the buyer until you do get through. If a buyer is unresponsive to your phone and email outreach, you should nurture the buyer using marketing automation technology. Sometimes, research processes get put on hold as buyers finish other, more pressing projects. By nurturing the buyer, you can stay at the top of their mind. When they are ready to proceed, they will remember to engage you. It is important to recognize that you will encounter common sales challenges, such as difficult buyers. We try our best to minimize your exposure to these challenges by following the qualification processes mentioned earlier. However, we cannot prevent them entirely, and you are bound to encounter them. Unresponsiveness is often the most common challenge software companies encounter in lead generation. If you encounter an unresponsive buyer that is particularly frustrating, feel free to reach out to our client success team. We can follow up with the buyer to see if we can learn any more information about their buying process. We can't recontact every unresponsive buyer, but are glad to help from time to time if you encounter a particularly frustrating buyer. Just as there are best practices of what to do, there are also best practices of what not to do. Of course, call and email volumes should be kept within reason. Also, you should not send our call notes or lead forms to buyers, implying that they are obligated to engage with you. It is important to remember that buying software is often not one's primary job responsibility. Furthermore, most buyers are engaging multiple vendors. It may take a while for a buyer to engage with you. That is generally okay, since most buyers take weeks or months to make a buying decision. How to measure the performance of software advice leads, or any marketing initiative. We have written a separate article on this topic since it is so important. Please download it below. How to improve performance of your leads. There are 7 recommendations we share most often when our clients ask us how they can perform better with our leads. 1. Make sure you are measuring us and your other marketing campaigns properly. It is clear to us when software vendors do not understand how. We have seen many software companies have a great return with us, but not even know it because they were focused on the wrong metrics. As we discuss in the article below, measuring your total cost per opportunity is the most effective method for comparing the performance of your marketing initiatives. 2. Make sure your expectations are in check. In lead generation, a small percentage of leads will convert to opportunities. That percentage varies widely by market and software vendor performance. These opportunities are what set the return on your entire investment. You cannot expect every lead to become an opportunity, let alone engage with you. Most companies with tremendous returns on their investment with us, 20 times or 30 times, don't get through to many of the leads we send them. 3. Streamline communication between sales and marketing. It is important that sales teams understand how our leads are generated, what expectations have been set with the buyer, when the buyer requests follow-up calls, and what to do if buyers don't respond right away. It is also important that they understand the unique opportunities and challenges related to each of your marketing channels, not just lead generation. 4. Call faster and call more. Of course, this depends on the buyer saying something like, "Call anytime," or better yet, "Call right away." If buyers are unresponsive to the first call or two, keep placing calls at regular intervals for several weeks. Sometimes it takes them that long to get back to researching software. 5. Follow up with unresponsive prospects intelligently and regularly. Sometimes a buyer just needs to see something compelling to respond. Therefore, you should vary your messaging with buyers. Our call notes can be a great source of pain points and goals that may pique the interest of the buyer. A marketing automation system will provide the automation and efficiency to perform this well at scale. We strongly recommend that all clients use marketing automation technology and develop diligent nurturing processes. Most successful software companies do this very well. The least successful companies generally do not. 6. Focus your profile on your best target customers. It is valuable to analyze which leads convert the best for you, and then to limit your profile to those. You may find that certain types of buyers don't convert well for various reasons. If you would like to improve your return, you may consider opting out of those segments, applications, or features. We have several ways of accomplishing this goal in each market. Feel free to contact our client success team if you are unsure how to accomplish this. They are happy to make recommendations. 7. Consider our CRM integration and appointment setting programs. Activating CRM integration will enable our leads to be delivered to your sales team immediately. It will also ensure that the proper information is passed through without requiring any double entry on your side. Appointment setting can be an effective way for lowering the number of unresponsive buyers you encounter and lowering your total cost per opportunity. To sum it all up, you maximize your chances of success with software advice when you understand how we generate leads. the best practices for responding to our leads, how to measure performance of your marketing initiatives, and how to improve the performance of your leads. Please feel free to refer to this video often or share it with others in your organization. We look forward to your success with software advice.